the son of a Hamas co-founder and leader, was on the Dr. Phil show, and he confronted a pro-Palestinian, or anti-Israel, as we should say, activist. Have a watch of this.
To you, Hamas and Palestinians are the same. They're one and the same.
After October 7, yes, there is no difference.
Really?
The vast majority of the Palestinian people support Hamas.
Really?
This is a fact. This is proven by statistics, and your silence now. You cannot even condemn Hamas and say that what they did on October 7 was an act of a savage group. You don't have that power. You were a decent human being. You can say that the thousands were killed on October 7. That was a crime against humanity. It was a genocide.
To you.
She looks so shocked in her face. This idea that you can hold a whole society in some way complicit. We know from the polling that 71% plus still support, even in March 2024, support what Hamas did, the most atrocious, barbaric act against the Jewish people not seen since the Holocaust. They support it by and large. This is a society that supports it. You know, Hitler in 1933, he only managed to get through the last democratic election of Weimar Germany 43%, 44% of the vote. Now, that's, of course, a significant amount. But it's far, far higher, double that, in among the Arabs living in Gaza and, of course, Judea and Samaria, the West Bank. There has to be. We said we're at war against Nazi Germany, not against the Luftwaffe. We should hold this society accountable, complicit. No man is an island. We are all responsible for the society we live in and for what we give support to, are involved in, and also by being silent when we need to stand up and do something if our society goes a certain way. Yes, there should be some level of complicity at a society. Of course, there are going to be innocent people caught up in it. But part of the way people can be innocent also is by declaring their innocence, by surrendering, by handing yourself into the idea for others, or by trying to create some kind of resistance organization. Now, of course, not everyone has the power to do that, but creating these distinctions of Hamas terrorists and civilians, it's way more blurry than that. And Mossab Hassan Youssef is right to say that, and it's based on facts. Have a look at this other clip that occurred with another anti-Israel campaigner on the Dr. Phil show.
Of that violence, and we are first asked to condemn violence. I find that there's a sense of hypocrisy in those questions when our suffering is not being recognized, and the first thing we're asked is to condemn.
What do you think Israel was going to do when Hamas cuts a hole in the fence and comes over the top and kills 1,300 people? What did you think they should have done?
I think they have every right to go in combat with Hamas, but I don't think they have the right for 92% of the death count to be civilians.
If they burn an infant...
That's a lie, by the way. It seems it's almost 1-for-1 to civilian to combatant.
In a crib, do you see that as a moral equivalent to a collateral death from a bomb being dropped as an act of war?
They have explicitly targeted civilian areas that have been marked as civilian areas. Israel has the registry for every person in Gaza.
And if that's where the enemy is hiding, do they have a right to attack them?
No, they do not have the right to kill.
There are some things that are just fundamental human decency. And when I ask you if what happened on October 7th is something you condemn, and you say, well, you have to look at that by looking at hundreds of years of conflict. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's either right or it's wrong, and it was wrong, and I don't need 100 years of conflict to know it was wrong.
The fact of the matter is that Hamas, yes, did take...
Dr. Phil is absolutely right. Thank you, Dr. Phil, for saying that. Quite frankly, as Douglas Murray said, I don't remember Jews after escaping the horrors of the death camps throughout Nazi Europe, going and raping and beheading German babies and civilians and mutilating them. But no, they can't condemn it because you have to look at context. You have to look at the 100-year span of Zionist colonialism to justify this barbaric evil. It's sick. These people are sick. Or rather, their worldview, their ideology, their moralizing is so childish. And again, to say, well, If they hide behind civilians, then they're not a legitimate target. You can't attack them. If you say that, you know what that's encouraging? That's encouraging more civilians to die, because if you say Israel can't go after Hamas when they're hiding behind civilians, then they're going to keep doing that, and more civilians are going to get hurt. It's only by saying, absolutely, we're not going to care if you hide behind civilians, even though, of course, it's difficult, but we're not going to care because we have to get rid of you and we have a moral duty to. It's only then that they'll be disincentivized from having human shields. Obviously, you don't see human shields used in other conflicts between Arab countries. Only when it's Israel versus the Palestinians or other Arab countries do we see the use of human shields. Why? Because they know it may have an impact. The other Arab countries, when they fight each other, they're not bothered by it. And we should declare and say that it is immoral to have to not fight your enemy when they use human shields, because actually you encourage them to do even more of it. You encourage the use of more human shields and more civilian casualties. If you appreciate what we're doing at JTV to share the truth about Israel and create positive associations with the Jewish people and Judaism, I want to tell you something. We are reaching millions every single week across the world, non-Jews and Jews alike. And we have a plan to grow the channel, to accelerate our growth with more presenters and documentaries. And we've launched a campaign in order to make this possible. Have a watch. The world is full of lies.
That Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu bear criminal responsibility.
The truth is under attack.
Which river, which sea? So you don't know the
From the media to the UN to celebrities, lies reign supreme. But the thing about the truth is that no matter how dark a room of lies, if you light one candle of truth, it can light up the whole room. That's why I created JTV, the global Jewish YouTube channel. We have been lighting the flame of truth on social media. We believe that the key to defeating anti-Semitism isn't just in fighting the hate, but it's about creating pro-Semitism and sharing the truth. There's nothing inevitable about anti-Semitism. We just need to tell our story with confidence, pride, and love. We believe that telling the truth, exposing the lies, and sharing the wisdom and beauty found within the Jewish story and the ideas of Judaism can transform the world. We're reaching millions of people all around the world from all backgrounds and perspectives. Every day we are transforming people's views about Israel, Jews, and Judaism. How do we know? Because they tell us. But there's so much more we can do. It's time for us to build a team to accelerate our growth and produce way more content that can appeal to even more people. We want to hire more presenters, start doing documentary series, and way more. And if we do that, JTV will start competing with the other big media players who peddle anti-Israel narratives. And that's where you come in. I'm asking you to please partner with us on our journey to spread the truth to the entire world by donating whatever you can to this fundraiser. Together, we will harness the power of social media to shine the light of truth to the whole world. Thank you so much for your support. So we are nearly at our target, and I would be so thrilled if you were able to help us meet it, to partner with us in spreading and sharing the truth to a world that really needs it. You'll partner with us in expanding this channel so we can be even bigger than the voices of hate and lies out there. So please do click on the link in the video description. We're just going to extend the campaign just by a little bit to help us meet our goal and really accelerate our growth. Please be one of those people that doesn't just watch and share and like, but actually chips in to help us accelerate the impact that we are having. We're reaching millions each week, but why don't we reach billions? So much more that we can do together. Thank you so much. Please click on that link in the video description and let's grow this channel together. Thank you.